Here we go. In just a couple more seconds. Get ready, folks, because we're about to go live in 3, 2, 1. Just kidding. No, we're really going live. Hey, everybody. My name's Jason. I hope you can hear me. Let me check to see if my mic is on mute. No, it doesn't look like it is. Hey, everybody. Joining me on my right, your left, is the one, the only, the world famous and much beloved Jeffrey Pasito. Oh. How are you this evening, Jeffrey?
I am doing smashingly, believe it or not. Really good for a Monday at 7 o'clock. I am just actually on the edge of my seat for tonight, believe it or not.
Ooh, and is your seat named Exile by any chance?
Oh, that's a good one. I didn't even think of that. Wow, we got the jokes out of the way early on. Yes.
There we go.
Yes, my seat is named Exile, and I'm on the edge of my seat because I know what's coming. And we've got to just wait a little bit before that shows up. So we got to vamp for a little bit.
So let's say hi to the people in the crowd for a second. Yes. I'm very excited. It's a great night for you to turn in. Depending on which channel you're on, let me say hi to Damien over in the North of Exile chat. And then here in the Genesis Battle Champions chat, we've also got Brian. We've got Edward Tuck. We've got Cardboard Cohorts is here. It's going to be a great live stream tonight. We are going to share some really fun and really exciting news about where Genesis is going in the future. And I can't wait to share these details.
Well, and to ask you a question, actually, Jason, to get it all started is,
sure.
Look at our episode number, right? 31.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
2 weeks around the holidays, we weren't around. So that's 33, 32, 33. 33 weeks ago, would you have imagined sitting here doing this?
We did imagine it, but we didn't know if we would be this far along at this point, to be honest. It took a lot of hard work, didn't it?
Sorry. I should say, a year ago, would you have thought in 33 weeks we'd be at this point? That's what I'm trying to say. I'm ignoring that part about 2 months of doing all that work. Just sitting here this time last year, would you have expected this? That's what I'm trying to get at. I'm wording it wrong.
At this time last year, you and I were both just very devoted Genesis fans who had no idea that the future was going to change and bring some crazy wild changes. So I would have guessed a year ago at this time that I would be probably still going through the excitement of having vended at another world championship, because that would have been my goal. We had vended at the last one of the old company. And I would have been excited and hoping that we could have maybe started to speed things up and get more than one set a year, because that was always one thing I really wished for. I love the game, but it used to get a little bit stale sometimes when you had to wait a year or more to get a set. So that's where I think I would have been, I would have been like just begging for more Genesis. Come on, Sid, pound it out. Let's get some more sets going. Come on. That's what I think I would have felt. And to be here now, to be actually involved in Genesis, and not only to be involved in it, but I'm going to toot our own horn for a second. I feel like we've done a really good job growing it. I think we've got a lot bigger community than the old company did. I think everybody is going to really love some of the exciting reveals we have tonight because, Jeff, as you know, tonight we're going to be revealing several things. We're going to be revealing a closer look at the world of Jalara because I'll just, as a player, I'll talk for a second as a player. As a player, I loved Genesis, always have, as you know, and it was my favorite game. But despite it being my favorite game, I never really got sucked much into the lore or really thought much about the world itself. Not as much as I did about other collectible card games like, say, Magic and Pokemon, where there are key characters and you're wondering what's going to happen to these key characters in the future? How are their stories going to play out? For me as a player, it was always, with Genesis, it was a love of the gameplay. I thought the game played better than other games, but nothing had really pulled me into the world to make me a little more passionate on the lore side of it. And I'm very excited for what we're doing tonight because we're revealing a map of key places that the story is going to be revolving around. We're also going to be revealing our first ever champion that was 100% designed by Edge of Exile team, which I think is really exciting because basically if you like where we're going after you see what gets revealed tonight, you're going to be really excited because the future is very bright. And another thing that we haven't really mentioned at all is, at least I don't know if we mentioned it, this champion we're going to reveal tonight employs a brand new mechanic that's never been seen in Genesis Battle Champions. And I think when the viewers at home see what we reveal tonight, I think your minds are going to open a little bit more where you're going to realize, oh, wow, there's a lot of places Genesis can go that we hadn't thought of in this game. So I'm really excited for all those reasons. Like, I'm bursting at the seams right now, Jeff. I can't wait to share this information because as a fan who loves Genesis in their heart, I'm just really excited to see where this is going to be going. Like, I'm really excited to see not only where this game is going, but what the reaction of the players and the fans is going to be when they realize where we're going. It's not just a great game, but it's going to be a great story. It's going to be a great world. It's going to be a great experience for players. And I really feel like tonight is a night where we're going to actually show some people just how much the sky really is the limit in Genesis. So that's my take, but I'd love to hear your take on what you're thinking today.
So, because, like you said, we toot our own horn a little bit, but I can say this as a as working on the periphery of the story. I really love where the story started, that you've started, where it's going, and how it's getting there. Very slow steps at the beginning, little bit of world building, little bit of tease, which is awesome. In my life, I like that sort of a tease where there's just enough left for you to try and guess. I don't like completely mysterious, like, oh, what's going to happen, because you want a little bit of information. You can't just leave everything up to imagination. I really like where it started and how it's getting there bit by bit. I mean, if you haven't read chapter 4 is up now, right? If you haven't read chapter 3, yeah. The cliffhanger of chapter 3, make sure you read that first before you get to chapter 4, and you'll just be like, what? And then chapter 4 just steamrolls beyond that, or keeps rolling after that. Like, it's just great. I'd like to pat Jason on the back for that. That's his baby, and he's doing phenomenal work with it. I'm really, really happy and excited about how it's coming together and how it's getting there. It's amazing.
Thank you. That's very high praise. And I will give just one little teaser in regards to the lore. Chapter 5 will be out probably a week or so from now. And Chapter 5 is going to revolve a fair bit about telling the story about the character that we're introducing and spoiling tonight. So if you wind up viewing at home, if you wind up being really excited about this new character who's a very different champion than anything we've ever revealed before, then you can definitely look forward to chapter number 5 in the lore, because that's going to be where we start introducing this character's story. And not only are you going to get to see the card, the finished card for this new champion that we're revealing tonight, but you're also going to learn where in the world that this character lives. And when we get to the lore a week or so from now, you're going to get to learn what their motivations are and some fascinating things that have happened in the past. So I definitely think it's going to be really fun to try and pull people more into the world of the game as well, and give a little bonus story and flavor to the people who enjoy those kind of things.
Yeah, and I think it's being done right. It's not overwhelming, which you can find sometimes. Certain stories get overwhelming, and this isn't. It's just enough to really pull you into the story and get you through it, which is great. I'm really, really happy, excited with that. I mean, little bit of news. Some artwork is coming in. It looks phenomenal. I mean, the one tonight, and then there's some other stuff that's starting on the horizon, which is more on my side of things, and it's just phenomenal. Like, it's firing on all cylinders like never before, and I'm just really ecstatic I'm really ecstatic for spoiler season. I can't wait till we're in a position that we can start doing proper regular spoilers. Not these aren't proper spoilers, but like official, hey, here's 2 or 3 things at a time, that sort of thing, instead of these one at a time to build up. That'll be for the next little bit. Yeah, by all means.
Some people might be watching and saying, I wonder why they're doing a spoiler tonight when they don't really have more to spoil. The reason for that is, in case you didn't know, both the Canadian and American, and technically the European distributors, they've all been sent the information on being able to open up pre-orders for Metamorphosis. I didn't check the websites today to see if all 3 have pre-orders available online for local game stores to start placing. But if it's not, it should be literally any day now. So we wanted to try and give people a little peek ahead of time of where this world is going, of where the story's going, and what kind of characters you can expect in the next set. Because there's going to be about a month, maybe 5-week window where stores will have chance to get their pre-orders placed in time to get their product shipped for the worldwide release. And I'm specifically saying worldwide because Germany and the European Union will be getting their Metamorphosis products simultaneously with the rest of the world. So we want to make sure that we give people a little bit of an idea of where the game's going, so that, you can feel confident when you place your pre-orders, knowing that the game is growing in an exciting way and the story is something that's going to entertain you. So that's why we're going to start off tonight with just a little bit of a taste. And then I don't know when the next spoilers will be. I'm not going to put any pressure on Jeff to make any guesses. But once we get started into the proper season, you're going to see, very much like every other game, several cards getting spoiled every week and new mechanics getting spoiled and lots of exciting things. So this is just a little taste tonight, because the pre-order season is officially beginning for Metamorphosis. Oh, Cardboard Cohorts, don't go away. You're going to miss all the excitement. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I was whispering to the microphone there while you were talking. I don't think anyone heard me when the next spoiler would be. Okay. But if anyone did, put it in the chat if you heard me whispering there into that microphone. I don't think you heard me over Jason. His excitement got the better of the stream, I think. But
I am very excited. Tonight is going to
let me
be a
just tell
very
you,
fun live stream.
I can tell you when the next one's going to be, but don't tell anyone,
Oh,
okay, Jason?
yeah,
Just between you
okay.
and me.
Shh, I'm listening. Yeah.
Next week.
Wow.
We can do another spoiler next week, I think.
Okay. That's amazing. All right.
Don't tell anyone, though.
I know. I won't say a word to anybody. Nobody is going to know that it's next week. That's amazing.
Okay.
Good job,
I
Jeff.
think so. That all the plans are falling into line to do that. So I think next week, but shh, no one's to know this.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Back to your regular stream.
Here's the thing, Jeff. I'm very excited about everything we're going to reveal tonight. I think, and we haven't really discussed the format for tonight's live stream, but I think what might make sense is if we take a little peek, first of all, at the map that the world's going to be having its story occur in. And maybe I can kind of talk people through a couple fun locations that we're going to be focusing on in the near future. And then once we've explained kind of where the cities are and given people an overview of the map and what regions are what, then we could maybe, once people know where this character, this champion is, we're revealing where he lives, then we could reveal the champion and it'll all kind of make sense. Does that sound okay with you, Jeff? If we
I think that's great.
Quick little look at the map first. Yep. So I am going to, it's going to take me just a second to get it up on the screen.
Well, while you're pulling that up, I'm going to let people know not to forget to comment in the chat so I can add you to the magic wheel. We're going to be spinning to give away a pack of Invasion. So get your comments in, your questions in. Just say hey in the chat. I've got 8 people entered so far, and I know we've got over 10. Well, we've got like 13, 14 people watching. So if you're in that chat, just say a hey, and I'll get you added to the list.
So if you're ready, I'm going to just put the map up on the screen, basically over top of us. I'm going to leave it in the same scene because it's nice and quick and easy that way.
Yep.
So I'm going to fade up the map here and let people get an overview of it. And then we'll zoom into a couple key sections that I'd like people to know about. So to start with, here is a quick look at the new map for Genesis. Now, because I'm on OBS, it's kind of a small screen for me in my preview screen. So I don't know how legible the text is there, but basically, it's a revamped version of the original map that some players might remember from that one playmat that Haunted Castle Gaming did years ago, where it showed a basic idea of where the original 4 factions were. Now, what I'm going to do is off camera here, I'm just going to zoom in on certain areas so that we can talk a little bit in more depth about them. And the first area, I was talking to Jeff about this off camera, that sometimes it's frustrating how when you're trying to grab the corners of a map to zoom in on it, it's like the thing just wants to fight with you. So
the little corner square, the reticle or whatever, is tiny.
They're too tiny and they're hard to grab, right? Yep. All right, so here I'm going to fade to our first look here, which will be the southern part of the map. Now then on the right in the bottom, you're going to see Sovereign City. Sovereign City is a capital city. It is a region where those blue folks, what affiliation is blue again, Jeff? That would be Bellum, right?
Axon,
that's right.
Yeah, I always called them Bellum too, actually, before I
think
schooled,
it's because of the B of Bellum.
Yeah, that's exactly 100%. That's exactly why. I would always call them Bellum, but it was Axon, yes.
So that is a sovereign city where you'll find most people who share those beliefs and kind of culture will be there. But here's the thing. In our game, not everybody that has the same beliefs or culture has to live in the same spot, because that's kind of just like real life. Just because we all live here in Canada, that doesn't mean that people with different beliefs don't live next door to each other as neighbors. So you're going to see the most people that live in Axon will live in that region, but you're also going to see and meet characters over time that follow the Axon way of life that happen to live in other regions, for whatever reasons in their life. So that's the basic idea for that is most characters in an affiliation you'll find in certain areas of the map, but every now and then we're going to meet some unique characters who live in other regions for various reasons. Now then, let's go back to the map here. And on the left side of the map, you're going to see Radica. And I'm just going to scroll a little bit just so we can see a little bit above it too. On the left side of the map, you're going to see Radica. Radica, of course, is a city that was introduced to Genesis fans during chapters basically 1, 2, and 3 of the new lore, as that's where a key encounter between 2 characters. I won't even spoil the characters because you don't know who the characters are if you haven't read the first chapter. So I'll leave it spoiler free.
The end of chapter 3 for that.
Yeah, you gotta get to the end of chapter 3 to find out who the 2 key people were who met on Anchor's Path, traveling between Aresburn and Radica. It's a key part of the story for the beginning, and I think you might enjoy it when you hear about it. Now then, Radica being the chaos area where people who tend to use fire, right? Fire for chaos? Yeah.
There for chaos, yes.
Yep, that's right. That's their region there. Then over to the far right, you're going to see Miranda, the city of coin. You're going to want to think Earth affiliation for that. That's where Thymos, right? Thymos is Earth?
Thymos.
Yeah.
The hardy, girthy
Yes.
people.
That's where they are. They are a very interesting city with a lot of the wealth in the nation there. And the key thing about that city is they're almost like Switzerland in so much as they're located between two regions that have had a long history of battles, arguments, and disagreements, that being the cities of Aresburn, directly across the water from them, and of course, the sovereign city that we saw earlier. As you can see on the map now, basically the only ways to get there would be by water or more commonly by foot. People have to pass directly by Miranda. So they kind of were smart about things. They decided to stay neutral, try to not get into too many battles, and they've made a lot of money. So they're going to be kind of the city of coin vibe. And you never know where their allegiances lie. So that's going to be fun. That's in the middle
Wherever
of
the money goes. That's where their allegiance lies.
Right.
Wherever the money goes.
Think Iron Man in the first Iron Man movie. He was just selling weapons and whatnot and helping anybody just for the money. That's the kind of vibe there. Then if we look up at the top of the border, I stopped the map there, but Fireforge, the city of the Phage, is going to be up in the northern region. That'll be revealed later. Just because eventually I want to have a series of these maps, and we're going to have a massive world where stories are going on multiple continents. At Fireforge, that city of Phage is going to be in a northern region where it's a little more snowy and cold and things like that. So that's going on there. And then you might notice beside Miranda to the right, there is Drowood Village. We'll be revealing who lives in there in the future. But past Drowood Village, across a broken down bridge, you're going to find a different village, the village of Breer, which has been destroyed. It is in ruins. And for those of you keeping track at home who have read the lore so far, that village of Breer that got destroyed is a village that is meant in the lore, mentioned in the lore. In the first 4 chapters, a village does get destroyed at some point during the first 4 chapters of the lore, and that is the village, which means Moon Mist Forest, this mysterious forest just beside the village of Breer, is also a key point that was mentioned during the lore in chapters 1, 2, 3. So there's if you've read the story, now you're going to get an idea of where the regions are laid out. There's going to be some very exciting things involving Moon Mist Forest in the near future. And of course, the city of Miranda, because the city of Miranda, that kind of neutral city in the middle of all the thick of things, that is where our character that we're introducing tonight lives. Despite the fact that that character is not a Thymos-affiliated personality. That person lives there anyways, reasons that we'll delve into in their story later on. And thus concludes my quick little preview, I hope that it didn't take too long, of looking at the areas in Genesis Battle Champions that the story is going to be progressing through.
Oh, that was beautiful. That was a nice synopsis of it. Really gives... I love... Okay, a little bit of personal history. I loved opening fantasy novels and seeing a map. Maps to me were like the lifeblood of fantasy novels. And when I see a map for a card game, for anything like that, I love it because it really brings everything to life, just the spacing of things. It's like playing Skyrim or something like that, right? You love seeing these maps. You love seeing all this stuff because you see how expansive the world is. Like things like arrows pointing off saying, here's some other regions we can get to, or land that just stops because you know it doesn't just stop. It keeps going. Yeah. It's not a flat earth thing. This is a globe. It's going around everywhere. And I really love that sort of thing. So this really, I think, brings it to life. It does for me, and I'm assuming for a lot of other people too. Most people, I think, that like fantasy love the maps, Lord of the Rings style, right? You see their maps everywhere. That's just beautiful stuff. I don't know if anyone has any questions about what we went over. I know you can't delve too much into what's happening, but what's on that map, if anyone had a question, maybe. I'm assuming not, because it's pretty self-explanatory, and you did a really good synopsis there that just went over everything.
Thank you.
I think gave everyone a good feel for, actually probably filled their heads with a lot of now, they got to digest, think about it, probably watch that clip again, and then they'll have their questions for us. That's what I would think based on that. But I really liked it. I loved seeing that map. I loved seeing how the story's progressing and how things are coming together, as it were.
Thank you. I can't wait to tell this story via our game. I think it's going to be a really fun story to share. A little bit of creativity getting added on another level to the game. So I'm really excited. Hey, look who's still in the chat. That's exciting.
I'm glad you're still here, Cardboard Cohorts, because
I think
stick around. I know you're hungry.
It's getting close.
But I don't care if you're hungry. Stick around. We can give it a couple minutes if you want, Jason. Then I think you have a video prepared for this next one. Am I right?
I do. I'm pretty proud of the video that I put together for the character reveal. I think, I hope that everybody's going to enjoy it. I was excited making this video,
I
revealing my
like
new
it.
character, and I'm very excited, very excited to see what people think when they see this video in a few minutes.
So here's a thought. Because the video is great, I love the video and it's short enough.
Yeah.
Let's show it now so we can show it again later. So we show it now, people will be able to digest, think about it a bit, ask their questions, and we can show it again in a little bit. What do you think?
Yeah, it's under 2 minutes. It's not a very long
Yeah,
video at all, so we can totally
yeah,
show it twice tonight.
yeah. I
Um,
like that idea.
Anything else you want to say before? Like, I'm really excited. This is the first card our
No,
team's designed from scratch. Shout out to
I think
Will and JC in
yeah.
the chat who are here. I'm happy to have them here for the big reveal. Anything you want to say,
Oh, and
Jeff?
then after we'll shout out the artist from it. So yeah, I say
Ah,
go ahead. I say run the clip and let's
okay.
just let the video speak for itself.
All right, everybody. It is with great pleasure and pride that I get to reveal to you the first ever Edge of Exile champion. That will be one of the key characters in the lore of the next set, Metamorphosis. Enjoy.
The world is in metamorphosis. Not that many are even aware. Most people have no idea that their world has been changing around them, but a select few do know, including a very well-renowned blacksmith who lives in Miranda, the city of coin. Allow me to introduce you to Isaac, a well-renowned blacksmith famous for creating some of the finest weapons and armor in the land. But Isaac is not just a blacksmith. Isaac has a secret. One that no one knows, except those who he calls blood and kin. And now, you're going to know Isaac's secret as well.
That's it, my friends. I'm going to give Jeff a second here to process that because he's always on a couple seconds of delay. But
Yeah,
that's it. We're excited to
I
share
was
this.
wow. I love the card on its own, and then when you see it in that context, the way it's displayed, I'm just like, wow, just ecstatic. Like I hope people have time to digest it a little bit. I mean, the video was short, it was quick, but oh, we got a couple whats there.
Yeah.
Brian is knocked off his chair. I bet. I hope you didn't damage yourself. I hope you didn't get a bruise or anything like that. We're not liable for that.
So let's process what we just saw for a second. First of all, exciting to announce,
Yes.
werewolves have come to Genesis Battle of Champions. Second thing
That
that's
was
exciting to talk about, dual-sided cards have come to Genesis Battle of Champions, which opens up way more abilities and mechanics that we can experiment with. Creatures, people transforming into creatures, dual-sided cards. The potential for new game design is very much unlimited, and we are excited. It's going to be very fun. First dual-sided champion in history.
I was waiting for a cardboard cohort's response.
Cardboard
And I mean, no
cohorts
offense
just
to everyone else. I know everyone else was very excited about it too, but for anyone who doesn't know cardboard cohorts, wolves are like his I don't want to say spirit animal, but they're like his thing. So yeah, totally worth the glares you're getting at the kitchen table. You can go back to eating now and ignore the rest of the video if you want.
Yeah, you can rewatch it all later.
Yep. Yeah, werewolves are, as Jason said, werewolves are here, which is great. And the mechanic of the flipping card, the transforming card is something that I don't think anyone expected, and it really opens things up in the development sphere.
And how about
really,
that artwork? Holy
oh,
crow.
and the artwork, if anyone didn't notice the name on that, that's Rumiana. Rumiana did BoC. She did the original Chrono Walker. Like, she's one of the OG artists for Genesis. She did like beta artwork, elf artwork. She's back. Yeah. And that's what her work looks like now, and it's just wow, knocking my socks off. I'm so excited to be working with her again. She's a wonderful person too, on top of all that, and it's great. The whole art team has been wonderful so far that I've been working with, and but her work there is just phenomenal. I'm so excited that we got to spoil that first, like a little bit of old, a little bit of new, all in one.
And it's exciting how much the artists are enjoying working with us, isn't it, Jeff?
Oh, so we had a little bit of a conversation at the start of it, the artists and me, and they were very excited and very happy with the progress we were making, or the process to it all, the way we had templating worked out, the way we had our descriptions and explanations worked out. It's a very positive, artist forward vibe, because I've always thought there's no sense in hiring a professional to do a job if you're going to tell them how to do their job. The whole point is you're hiring an artist because you like their work. So give them some free reign to control that. I mean, obviously you fit within the constraints of Genesis Battle of Champions, your affiliations, your whatnot, but let them do what they are there to do, which is be creative, be artistic, and get it out there into the world. And so far, I have not been disappointed in what I've seen. And I can't wait to show some of it to you guys. Some of it's even just sketches right now, Jason. Like, some of it's like literally a couple scratches on a piece of paper, and I'm like, that's it. That's perfect. Can't wait to see it in color, sort of thing. So that's,
the artists have had really great instincts in how their first concepts for all the art. Generally speaking, it's been pretty much a rubber stamp approval, where we love the idea of what they propose for their art, and it, for the most part, hasn't really required any feedback other than, yeah, please keep going. That's great. So it's really exciting.
There's been nothing that we've had to get a redraw on of anything so far, and it's phenomenal. Like, they're firing it all. Even the new artists that have not worked with Genesis before are getting things right out the gate. Yeah. Because we're working with them, we're getting them the information they need up front, and it's been a great experience. They've told me it's been a great experience for them. So I'm not putting words in their mouth. They've said that they're really happy and excited about it.
Well, and a shout out to you in particular, Jeff, because you made basically the Bible of what we're looking for in our art. Well, you know what I mean? The book with all the rules and the guidance, right?
I know exactly what you mean. It's like a 30-page document.
In some instances, in some industries, those are called the Bibles of those industries.
100%. No, I wasn't laughing in a bad way. I was laughing because, that's kind of what it is. It's the art Bible of it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So something you don't know, Jason, also is I made individual ones for the artists themselves, aside from the massive one. I made individual ones per artist that focused a little bit more on some key elements for each of them, for certain artwork and certain pieces. So each artist got their own little personalized one that focused a little bit more on what we needed out of each one of them. So aside from our massive 20-page Bible, that each one got like a 5 to 10-page Bible of their own.
Nice, that's awesome.
Kind of a lost chapter, a Dead Sea Scrolls of our Bible. Something to that effect.
That's really good. So yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to clarify for cardboard cohorts. 0 support for that card. Nothing's going into it. It's just the one werewolf. Nothing to support it at all. So good luck with that. All kidding aside, I'm just trying to be funny. It doesn't translate well. Jason, go ahead. You shouldn't have let me speak.
I'm really happy. I'm really happy with the response we saw during the last set. Overwhelmingly supportive community who appreciated the changes in the cards. Speaking of which, there was one change in the artwork. I wish I knew how. Maybe I can pause it. No, I can't. When we watch the video again, I want to point out to everybody there are a couple tweaks that are being made to the cards for the next set. Exciting tweaks that will make things a little bit easier for players based on feedback we got from the set. Because again, with Genesis, very much the players always come first, and we're willing to work on feedback to make it the best experience possible playing. So a couple of those tweaks were, one, Jeffrey has made the chi number in the bottom right corner more legible. We didn't really need the chi symbol itself in there anymore, so we took the chi symbol out. Now it's just the digit between 3 to 8, and it makes it much more legible, easy to tell what the chi is on the cards. Also, based on other feedback, we've reverted back to a black background in the awareness grid to make it more legible and easy to read the awareness grids. Also, we've increased the size of them a little bit as well. So just again, not everybody has perfect 2020 vision, and we don't want anybody to be straining their eyes to try to read any of the important information on the cards. So the cards are slightly getting tweaked for the next set as well, which makes me happy. I'm always happy when people give constructive feedback on things that they think we can improve on, and then we implement it. So I think people are going to be even happier with the next set, and they were the general feedback was already great for the templating in Invasion. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah, no, I think these little pushes are in the right direction, and they're just going to make it that much more fun to play in person. It's just that little bit that helps as much as it can, sort of thing. Damien in the chat is doing a little bit of a deep cut there with tigers as support cards for the werewolves, and I'll just leave that hanging there for people that don't know. You can follow up with Damien. He'll explain where those tigers come from to support wolves.
We're trying to make the lore make a little more sense moving forward. So
just a little bit, right? You know. If it's not werewolf support, is blacksmith support. Yes, we're going to have a blacksmith typal or whatever you want to call it. Build a blacksmithing deck, a smithy deck, I guess you'd call it.
Just we'll have anvils and hammers to throw at people.
You know what, dev team, that's it. Next set, Cataclysm. Scrap everything you've been working on. I know you're deep into it already. Everything's going to be smiths, so we're going to need like candle smiths. We're going to need what other smiths are there? I don't even know, Jason. Whatever else can be a smithy type thing. That's all we need. It's all smiths.
A guy named John Smith.
John Smith. Yep. John Smith. Jack Smith, because a lot of Johns were Jacks because too many names similar. Things
Jack
like
Smith,
that.
The blacksmith. Yeah, that would be great.
Jack Smith the Black. Yeah, a lot of rhyming, a lot of puns. That's what I'm going for. This is why I am not part of the naming for most of it, and
or the
heavy on the
dev team for the most part.
No, I'm not. I'm there. I throw my 2 cents in. I get $3.50 back usually.
Yeah,
I get money back because they don't want me to be part of it. They're trying to send me away.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh yeah, that's great. No, it's a lot of fun. I'm glad we got to show that early on too. I'm glad that people got to see it because I know people have been waiting for this, right? Isn't this what people have been saying? They want to see the EOE cards, and here's the EOE. Here's an EOE card, and I think it's a great way to come out the gate showing what we're capable of and where we see things going on a go forward basis. I think it's wonderful the way it's pushing forward like this.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I can't wait to I just can't wait for Metamorphosis to come out. It's really exciting with the increased focus on lore and world building, and then the characters and the direction we're going, and the opportunity for us to take the game in directions that previous management might have been a little hesitant to try on, but we are not afraid to try new things if we believe that it'll be really fun and improve the game. I mean, that's why we made sure to revive the game, was because we thought it was worth taking a risk on, because we thought there's a lot more fun to be had than has been had. And I'm just excited. I can't wait to see people's reactions.
Yeah, I knowing what is coming card dev wise, knowing what's coming art wise, I can't wait. I think it's going to be very not surprising, but very refreshing for people going forward. I think as more and more things come out.
I'll say this right now. I can say this and it can be totally spoiler free. I'm really excited about the fact that we've just revealed that there are transforming cards and transforming characters. But I'll also say, totally spoiler free, it's probably not the mechanic I'm the most excited to play with when Metamorphosis comes out. So there's other exciting things coming in the set that we'll be revealing later, closer to spoiler season. But I really think that Metamorphosis is going to be the set that I personally will have the most fun playing with out of all the sets. I love the design team and what they've come up with. I love the trend. I love the artwork, Jeff, and the instructions you've given to all the artists, because one of the themes that's going to be coming out now is, again, we're really embracing the world that we're creating. So you're going to start seeing more of the background art that reflects the geography a little bit, which will be fun. You know, if you're in an Aresburn area, you'll see certain themes that tend to that culture, versus if you're over by Radica in the Chaos area, you'll see different themes, artwork visually. And I'm excited for it. And to me, a lot of this game right now, my excitement for it revolves around the world building aspect, because it's going to make it a little more immersive when you play it, when you visualize it. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a little bit easier too to start to have characters that you really identify with and have as a favorite character. Because before, it's basically been, is the card fun to play and does the artwork look good? And those two things are all you could really decide if you like or hate a card. But now there'll be some ethical things, there's some backstory things, there's going to be much like in some other games, certain people you can relate with and you really want to root for, and other people that you're like, oh, why don't they just kill that person off? And I'm excited to add that aspect to the game.
I love that it's being immersive without being oppressive, because I know there were times with previous Genesis where certain things had to happen certain ways on certain cards to, not certain cards, overall on all the cards, things had to happen a certain way, which really isn't the way you do it in these things. You do key cards here and there that have these aspects in them. It's not the overall, the entire thing has to flow this way and be exactly this part of the story. Excuse me, this part of the story. That's not how it works. Here's a story that the world's a huge world. There's a bunch of other stories going on that Jason isn't writing. I'm not writing. They're there. They're in the background. The daily life of people, other adventures that aren't part of the main lore story. So you have picked out cards here and there that focus on that, whereas the rest kind of just happen, sort of thing.
Because there's an entire really world.
Yeah. So,
hey, look who's here in the chat. Long live MetaZoo. Ooh, I think you're in the wrong chat for that, my friend.
Twitter battle of 2022. I don't know the Twitter battle of 2022. Maybe we'll take it offline. I don't know if it's an appropriate battle or not to bring up. So maybe you can tell me that outside of here. But yes,
I'd imagine it wasn't first party battle. I'd imagine it was players of both games, fandoms about what's better.
Sense.
That would make sense.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, that would make sense. It's a fandom thing, maybe. Yeah. But now that Decks and Drafts is
which
here,
I guess we won.
Add it to the list. I guess so. At this point, yeah.
Unless somebody buys MetaZoo and revives it and brings it back way better in 6 months, we'll see if that happens.
So we have some news about not on the radar.
Not us.
Not on the radar for Edge of Exile. No, thank you.
We've revived our one game that we love. That's my limit.
Yeah.
Janice would kill me if I tried to save another one. But yeah, for anybody who didn't know what we're talking about, MetaZoo publicly announced today that they're shutting down operations, which is a shame. I hate to see any collectible card game and source of creativity get shut down. I have no idea because I didn't really ever play the game much. I don't know what was going on over there, but I am sad to hear that another form of creativity has ended. So.
Well, and for the fans too, right? The people that played it, the people that enjoyed it, whether it was competitive or kitchen table, they lost that now. They don't have that anymore. They have only what's there, nothing going forward, right?
And I would absolutely invite I would absolutely invite any MetaZoo fans out there in the world who happen to hear of this stream later to give Genesis a try. Reach out to a local store in your area, and we will send them free demo decks and stuff to help you out. Yep. Because honestly, we're a really fun, easy to get into game that appeals to a variety of players, and we'd love to help you keep having fun in the event that your previous favorite game is now off the market. So.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Definitely, there's games out there, and like you said, not to toot our own horn, we're one of the most fun to play. Like, I just really like the way it plays. It's just different.
We wouldn't be carrying the game on if we didn't believe in Genesis that it really is one. I feel like it's a hidden gem. I think it's one of the best games out there to play, and many people just haven't had a chance to get exposed to it yet because it wasn't previously in a whole ton of stores. That number is ramping up, which is great. There's more opportunities to learn to play. And honestly, with what we have coming out now and what our plans are for the future, I think it's just a great time to get involved in the game if you haven't tried it.
Oh, yes, for sure. It's the right time. We also have, on a side note, we have the Tabletop Simulator mod. It was updated last week, I believe it was, to have the deck builder built into it. So now you have the deck builder built in, you have pack battles built in, and you have draft and sealed built into it. So you can try those out if your local game store doesn't have, and then go to your local game store and order the paper product. And I believe Tavern Brawlers is still running his monthly tournaments on Tabletop Simulator. So please look for those I think it's in the fan Discord, in their Discord. Sorry, Tavern Brawlers. Look at the Tavern Brawlers Discord. Look them up online, find them, join. They give away great prize support, is my understanding, and people have a lot of fun playing that. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
Now, they have a great method worked out where you work out when you're going to play with your opponent, so it's not like a set time, as far as I know. I think that's still how they do it, so that you can find time to play it, because we all have busy lives and whatnot. But
I'm pretty sure it's usually a 4-round month, and they get a week per round to get their game in.
Something like that, yes.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to work out into your schedule when to meet up with somebody for one game online. So, they've been giving away physical prizing too. So, like, you sign up for Tavern Brawlers, You can win some physical prizing. They have a pint system, which I think is if you don't take certain prizes, you can convert it into pints for like later on event entries and things like that. Or that might be part of the prize pool. I forget exactly how it works, but it's a really cool system. The people at Tavern Brawlers work really hard to make sure that a lot of people have fun out there. And they don't just support Genesis. They do tournaments every month for Flesh and Blood, I think One Piece, and some other games as well. So definitely check them out. Tavern Brawlers on Discord, as you mentioned, Jeff. I don't know if do they have a social media presence on any other?
They do.
Probably Facebook.
I
think they're on
Instagram
Facebook, right?
I think so. I think Dex and Drafts is saying that they have a loyalty program thing, and I believe they're on most of the social medias. I know he himself is on Instagram. The
person
the ones that
behind
we've
it?
spoken to before. Yep. That we actually he was on one of our episodes not too long ago.
That's right.
Not too long ago, actually. It was like, I don't know, 3 months ago, 4 months ago now. I forgot how long we've been doing this.
On a global scale, that's not too long ago, though. 3 months.
No, it's not. No. Yeah. Compared to the billions of years of the universe, not even close.
Or the billions of years certain card games have been around, right?
Or that.
Still less than a year for us, so we're still new.
But yeah, they do. Duelist is saying too. They do most games. Yeah, they do a lot of games, and it's great. Do find them. They do have social media stuff. If you Google Tavern Brawlers, you'll probably find them.
Or just go back and check the episode that we interviewed, because all that info would have been in there in the first couple of minutes. You'd find out all the info by watching that.
Yeah, check them out. They're the best way if you're not near an LGS, because I do understand some people are not near LGSs. Right. If you are near an LGS, like Jason said, get them to contact us. We'll get them demo decks. You'll get to start playing. Yep.
We're very much interested in supporting local game stores, helping to get them playing the game and building up a community. And speaking of supporting game stores, I did send an email to all of the local game stores that I had contact info for earlier today, letting all the game stores know that we're trying to do some fun things to promote local game stores. So for any of you watching tonight who do play on a regular, semi-regular basis at your local game store, let them know, to make sure that they double check to make sure that hello@edgeofexile.com is whitelisted so that our emails don't go into spam filter, because we are trying to send lots of free promotional things to them. And two, let them know that what we're asking for right now is we want to get some video clips and some photos of the insides of the local game stores that carry our products. Video clips 30 seconds or less, or photos. We also want to get some 30-second long videos of Genesis players in their local game stores talking about why they like playing Genesis, why they like playing it at their local game store in particular. We want to give you, the Genesis community, an opportunity to promote your local game stores, to promote your love of the game, and we'll do it on our bill, and we'll use that in some social media in cities across North America to promote you stores, because this is not the traditional back and forth with game stores where we just want to sell you product and then we're done with you. We believe very much in Genesis. We believe very much in the community, and we believe very much that we can be one of the most supportive games for the game stores out there that choose to carry us, and that's why we are actively working to try and give back to the community and help the community grow. And definitely above everything else, and I've always said this, we want to support the local game stores so that everybody continues to have fun places to play.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's our main driving force, and that's everyone's main driving force. I think most people.
It LGS, should be.
That's where they want to get their product. That's where they want to play, right? It's usually a very good experience. I mean, I think I've got 3 or 4 around me. They're wonderful. Actually, Jason, we were talking before about where were we a year ago. A year ago, I was trying to figure out how I could get up to your Genesis tournaments there, because you're my local game store about an hour and a half away at the time.
Ironic, yeah.
Yeah. So I was trying to figure out how I could get up there to play Genesis, and now I have no time.
That's how much Jeff loved the game before he got involved in the game. That is how much he loved it. You drive an hour and a half to go to the game store that you felt like playing at. Not everybody will do that, especially for a smaller independent game. So that shows you the love that we all have for the game. It's some of us were traveling long distances to play in stores and be part of the communities, including Jeff. So that's one of the reasons why I was excited about the idea of bringing him into the endeavor to take over, because I knew that Jeff had a real passion for the game. He genuinely loved playing it. And then he's got the creative artist side of his brain that's really handy as well. So, yeah. Some people who just love it, and you share the passion, you want to work with them. And it's working really great. Oh, you totally are.
See, wife, I am useful. See, family? They don't hear me. They're not watching this. But thank you for trying. I'll show them that clip and see if it makes sense.
Sure.
See if they understand. Yeah. Hey, do you want to show the video one more time?
Yeah.
Let's show the video one more time. It's about 2 minutes. It'll get us to 750, and then we can have a nice little 10-minute chat with people about it. Let's watch that video one more time. People just join like Timmy and stuff.
Yeah, for the few people that missed it, this is the first character reveal and first card reveal for Metamorphosis coming out in summer 2024. Here we go.
The world is in metamorphosis. Not that many are even aware. Most people have no idea that their world has been changing around them, but a select few do know, including a very well-renowned blacksmith who lives in Miranda, the city of coin. Allow me to introduce you to Isaac, a well-renowned blacksmith famous for creating some of the finest weapons and armor in the land. But Isaac is not just a blacksmith. Isaac has a secret. One that no one knows, except those who he calls blood and kin. And now, you're going to know Isaac's secret as well.
There we are. My new friend Isaac, very big fan.
Yeah, it was a big deal to make sure that one was ready for revealing first. Really wanted to make sure that we got that one on the table right away for people.
Yeah.
I think Timmy didn't see that before. Dex and Drafts didn't see that before. Duelist, I think you just came in time to catch that. But yeah, we're really excited about it. That's our first champion reveal for the new set, and I think Cardboard Cohorts was saying to drop that on the TTS, but just the blacksmith. I'm not going to do the transform part for you, just for you, only the blacksmith. All kidding aside, no, that's not obviously going to be up until Metamorphosis is released, but that'll whet your appetites a little bit to see that coming. Rest in peace, Malik. You think that's gonna take over for Malik? I think John Rayner might have a little bit of a qualm with that. Isn't he the king of Malik? At least he always beat me with Malik. Werewolf creation content is inspiring. Oh yeah, Dex and Drafts did do a werewolf creation competition. That's what he was trying to do just before Genesis shut down, before Haunted Castle Gaming shut down. Is he was trying to do a werewolf creation competition.
Question from Jerome is, how did Isaac come about? Interesting spoiler-free story about that. Is one, we were months ago when we were discussing, well, where do we want to go with our first 100% original set? We have total freedom. And one of the things that I suggested, but I wasn't the original person who thought of it. I guess it had been talked about in the old company, but I suggested we should look at doing dual-sided cards because it'd be really fun in Metamorphosis to show people who maybe have more than one aspect to them. And then that's when I learned from Will on the design team that he'd been working on a couple ideas for dual-sided cards in the past. Maybe champions, maybe creatures, not going to say what, but he had been working on some dual-sided cards in the past that had got shut down and weren't allowed to get created. And when he explained to me the cards he was thinking of, when he explained to all of us, I know my reaction was, oh, those sound like they'd be really fun to play with. So that's kind of how that got started, the idea of having dual-sided transforming cards. And then after that, as soon as I knew, Isaac is not my creation at all, it's Will's creation. I asked Will what the names were of the sides of the card. I asked Will a little bit about the character, and then I knew right away where to slot it in. And I'm very excited. Again, I said early in the stream, Jerome probably wasn't here at the time, but Chapter 5 of the lore, the next chapter, is going to revolve all around Isaac and werewolves. And what I didn't say is, and again, I'm keeping it spoiler-free for people who want to read the lore, But we're going to do things our own slightly different version on the origins of werewolves. So I know in the past it's usually you just get bitten or something like that, or maybe they were in a war with Dracula or wherever the werewolves come from. But I've got a really fun idea that we're going to be revealing in Chapter 5 on the lore of where the werewolves came from, how they came to exist in Jalara. And it's going to be a very surprising origin story that I don't think anyone's going to expect, but it's going to be fun because spoiler free, the werewolves are going to be very close allies with someone you would not expect. And it's going to be fun to explore that and talk about that dynamic. I know a lot of times vampires and werewolves have historically always been the villains because generally you think of them as consuming and eating and devouring. But that's not going to be the case with our werewolves. Our werewolves, you're going to have to wait and find out what their motivations are. But it's going to be really fun, and we're going to talk about that in Chapter 5.
I actually heard a great podcast today talking about that sort of thing, not about werewolves, but along those lines of consuming, destroying, and eating. And they kind of said that's pretty much what everyone does. Even vegetarians destroy plants to eat them and stuff. It was really, really actually eye-opening that we must destroy to survive sort of thing. I'm like, that's a really morbid, but also kind of cool take on things. One question I have for you, Jason. Maybe you can't reveal this because it might be something, I don't know if you've been thinking about it or not, but are they going to sparkle like the vampires in Twilight? Or is there no sparkling with these werewolves? No.
There'll be no sparkling.
Okay. Sorry to disappoint if anyone was expecting sparkling.
Stop trying to torture cardboard cohorts. Don't make his werewolves sparkle. It's not nice. Poor guy. He's happy he's finally getting werewolves. Don't ruin it for him.
I saw the twinkle in his eye, so I thought he was going for the sparkle. I don't know.
No.
I'm going to read through the list of... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just going to say again, I'm really excited for the next chapter. It's going to be really fun. I love storytelling. I love world building. And I can't wait to share the next chapter of the story with people. I really, really look forward to it. So go ahead.
I'm going to read through the list of names to make sure that I've got everyone that's commented so far and see if any last-minute stragglers want to throw their name in there. I've got Cardboard Cohorts, Brian P., Edward T., Damien, Marcus P., Jerome S., Will K., Jeremy H., John R., which means if it lands on John, we give away a second pack. We get whoever wins gets 2 packs this time if it lands on John R., Badson, Duelist, Decks and Drafts, and Timmy T. I think I've got everyone. If you didn't hear your name, do a quick comment now. We'll give it like a good 5 minutes. That'll push us right up to 8 o'clock, which would be a perfect time for it. Doing things a bit different today, Jason. I've entered them on my phone, so we don't have to do any weird moving things around on the screen. So hopefully I can just hold my phone up in front of the camera and spin the wheel. So it'll be a little bit easier, I hope.
Did you get Jeremy Heron in that list?
I got Jeremy H. Yes.
Jeremy H? Okay, good.
I got Jeremy H, yeah.
Just making sure you got him.
But why would the old ones... Oh, Damien wants to know if we're getting new vampires that sparkle. I'm sorry, I opened a can of worms there. I shouldn't have. I thought we were just trying to be funny. I was just trying to be humorous.
Don't drag me into your jokes.
It's a Twilight thing. I guess that's kind of dating myself now. If Twilight was the comment, and that's not even my generation. Like that wasn't my thing to watch. So sorry about that. I've seen no new names pop up, so I am going to pull my phone out of its fancy little holder here. I'm going to get it to the screen. We've got all the names. I'm going to shuffle them up. Nope, not zoom in. Stupid phone. Shuffle. There we are. Names are shuffled. Let's see if people can see this on camera. Now, I'm a little delayed, Jason, so you're going to have to tell me if they can see it, if I've centered it right or not.
Yeah, it's pretty much centered. I guess maybe just a tiny bit to your right.
To my right.
Yes, there you go. There you go. Yeah.
That's good. Is everyone ready? I'm going to spin the wheel now.
Yeah.
Is it spinning? I hope it's spinning.
It is spinning. No, it's good. You're spinning.
Right. I don't know who it's landing at. I don't know who it's ending at. You got to tell me when it's done.
It looks like it's a single name. I can't read it until it pops up. Badson. Badson is the winner.
Badson. Awesome.
Congratulations.
That's awesome. Congrats on that one. So Badson, send us an email, hello@edgeofexile.com, and give us your details, and you'll be getting a pack of Invasion sent out your way. Thank you very much for joining the stream tonight.
Very cool. Love to see people winning prizes.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. And if you have questions and comments, like you see on the screen, by all means, send them to hello@edgeofexile.com, or on Monday night, bring them to us here.
Yeah.
Any plans for Gamma you're excited about?
Yes.
We're just excited about Gamma. in general, right? It's like excited to be there, excited to go there. I think it's going to be great.
I think we booked 2 nights. Janice can confirm in the chat if I'm wrong, but I think we booked 2 nights that we're going to be doing game demo nights while we're there. And then obviously there's 3 or 4 days that we're displaying for the 4-hour window when the hall is open. And all I can say is based on how amazingly well the game was received in Montreal a few months ago at their internal expo, I'm very excited to bring the game to Gamma and have more people check it out. I'm really excited. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to do a lot of socializing, networking, hopefully get in contact with a lot of local game store owners who haven't heard of us yet. And hopefully they'll just walk by and see it and let us introduce them to the game.
I was going to say, if any of you, if any of you go, when you go to your LGSs over the next month, do let them know if they're attending Gamma to look for us there. Well, we'd be happy to run a demo for them, show them how the game works and plays. It's one thing for you to talk to them about it, but it's another thing to see, the company itself when we're there to present it to them, show it to them, and explain to them the ins and outs of it and how it can benefit them as an LGS to carry Genesis and be to promote it.
I think are we planning on giving away anything to the people that demo at Gamma, Jeff?
I believe we're going to be giving away the demo decks that we demo with them. So they will be able to bring the demo decks back with them. The starters. At the events, we call them the demo decks because we're demoing them. They're the starter decks. So
the ones that are available in retail.
Yes. So they will take one of each of those back with them that were played in the demo, and they will take those back with them so that they can play with them at their LGS. And obviously order more through, for this it'll be Southern Hobby because we're out of the US there, so they can...
I would imagine it'll only be American stores there, I would think.
I would think so. I do believe I have heard that some Canadian stores go, but I guess they just go for the fun of it. But yes, it's mainly meant for the American stores there as far as I know. So yeah, get your LGS. Tell them if they're going to Gamma anyways, might as well stop by our booth and let us present Genesis to them on your behalf and our behalf.
Yeah, for Decks and Drafts, we'll make sure that we get some fun photos and whatnot of the venue. Yeah. I don't know how much we're actually allowed, because it's not open to the public. I don't know if there's any restrictions on what you're allowed to post, but we'll just ask cool games while we're there if they don't mind us sharing some stuff on social media. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Yep. 2 nights of game demos, Janice said. Okay, that's perfect. Yeah. Just waiting for the confirmation on that. Okay. Excellent. Well, that's wonderful, guys. I don't know do you have anything else, Jason? Or, I mean, we really went over a lot tonight, and there's a lot of new, fresh stuff for people to digest, I think. I mean, if they missed the beginning, go back and watch it. Jason did a great lore reveal, a great world-building reveal, on top of the reveal of Isaac.
Thanks. Yeah, I love this part of the game, so I'm very excited.
Yeah. Oh, if we have nothing else, then it might be time to just run the credits. Any other last-minute questions? I mean...
Last chance, folks. Last chance to ask us any questions tonight before we run back into our caves to continue working on Genesis for the next 7 days.
And I'm going to beat Jason to it and thank you all for joining us tonight. Usually he gets to say that, but I want to say it first this time, and then he'll one-up me by saying it better and nicer than I did. We got a thing here from Decks and Drafts. In the exhibit, it's pretty fair game unless the booth company asks not to. I wouldn't go recording the seminars. Yep. Any new stores in 2024 to shout out. I think we're waiting to hear back from our distributors on new stores that have picked up from the reorder, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah,
both distributors in North America both have told me that there are new stores, but neither one has provided us with an updated list yet. Technically, to my knowledge, we still haven't actually received the restock order from Southern Hobby. I emailed them on Friday to follow up because they said over a week ago, almost 2 weeks ago now, that they are working on a restock order. But they haven't submitted it yet. So I'm not sure what the delay is there, but I sent an email Friday asking to follow up on that. If any local game stores in the States are trying to get a restock order placed, and if product is completely sold out, maybe just let us know so that I can go back to them with that info. Because I don't have a way to see what the in-stock inventory is for Southern Hobby. Being a Canadian, I don't get to log into that. So if anybody out there is wanting to get product in the States and you can confirm for me that it's actually completely out of stock, I'll go back to them again and be like, hey, I'm still hearing from people. So, but yeah, we expect an order to be placed hopefully any day now.
Yep. That'll be great. Can't wait for that. Can't wait.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't wait to update the store locator. I'm excited for that.
and we're about a month away from Gamma, which is going to be wonderful too. So, along with our spoilers that we're coming up with, we're going to be talking probably a bit about Gamma going forward, and when we're going to be there, and to send your LGSs by.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just reading the comments at the same time.
Yeah, so was I there. Yeah. Thank you all then, right, Jason? I guess. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for being part of this wonderful journey that we're on, and can't wait to show you some more. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Come back. Do go read those chapters. Go read those chapters. Yeah. They're compact enough that you can get through them, and you get a lot out of them for how they're. There's a lot of density in them. Let me put it that way. They're dense, but you can get through them. So go for it.
Are you calling me dense, Jeffrey?
If you picked up on it, then no. But if you didn't pick up on it, then maybe.
So yeah, there's 4 chapters of lore on the GenesisBattleChampions.com website right now. Chapters 1, 2, and 4 are all pretty bite-sized, only a page or 2 long. Chapter 3 was a major chapter. That'll happen every now and then when there's a lot of exciting lore to tell and a lot of events going on. So 3 small bite-sized chapters and 1 kind of larger one with a lot of cool stuff going on. And then chapter 5, as I mentioned earlier, will be up probably by the end of the week. And that's going to be the one where we talk a lot about Isaac and interesting things going on in the world of werewolves. So that'll be fun to dive into later.
I don't know if you guys hear me howling. It might cut out because of the way our connection works. I don't know. I hope you didn't hear me howl. Let's put it that way.
I think when you howl loud, it mutes your mic, because that's what it looked like, was it muted your mic. Which might be for the best for our ears.
100% it's the best for your ears. Trust me. I can howl off pitch, believe it or not, somehow.
Wow, that's a talent. All right.
It is. Well, it is. All right.
Jeff already said it once, but I'll say it too. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in tonight. It was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed it. We can't wait to share with you more about the ongoing developments here at Genesis Battle Champions as we prepare for Metamorphosis and Gamma in the States. Lots of exciting things going on, and we'll be back here again next week, Monday night, to talk to you about it all over again, right here at the Edge of Exile. Anything you want to say, Jeff?
Bye-bye!
Bye! And the credits are running.